Hello friends! In this video we shall talk about one of King Solomon's seals that enables us to speed up our enlightenment process. Given the current circumstances unfolding around us in the current period, we can learn that this period of intense and accelerated processes overflows many harsh energies to the surface. Many dark forces are emerging above the surface, and many truths are being exposed to clear the space for new and bright energies that are about to enter the world. When these negative forces are released into the system, we experience them as increasing darkness, as a period of difficulty and suffering. The darkest hours are those before dawn. The great cosmic change is currently taking place in the spiritual dimension, as tremendous energy fluctuations that are about to come into effect very soon. But until we manage to feel the change and relief here on the physical plane, many of us still experience agony, fear, restriction, confusion, and quite a bit of frustration. Our spiritual direction for this period comes from seal number 12 of the King Solomon seals, the Fifth Pentacle of Mars. The seal gives us strength to cope with what is happening around us now, and to pull ourselves out of the thick darkness. The Kabbalah teaches that every time we face a new stage in our spiritual development, our conscious vessels, personal and collective, must expand and strengthen in order to absorb a supplement of light. As the vessels expand, the light that filled them until this moment feels reduced, and we experience this as darkness that increases in our lives. Our hunger for a feeling of light intensifies, but until we transform the vessels, the new light will not be able to fill them. The transformation of vessels involves conscious changes that we must make, in which we get rid of restrictive thoughts and behavior patterns, and shift our attitude and worldview. The phase of expanding the vessels is a critical and dangerous point, where we usually suffer from imbalance, anxiety, and despair. We grope in the dark, and harmful forces may cling to us. At this stage, we are spiritually weak and exposed to dangers. Seal number 12, the Fifth Pentacle of Mars, helps to attract light to man and fights the forces of darkness that want to cling to him. It pulls the person out of the mud, helps to purify the house and the workplace from perils and negative energies during the difficult times of expansion of vessels. On the magical level, the seal gives a person control over the forces of darkness. Pay attention to the verse that appears on the seal. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. על שחל ופטן תדרוך, תרמוס כפיר ותנין. And this is taken from Psalms 91, verse 13. This verse symbolizes victory over the forces of evil, over 4 shells of impurity, symbolized by the 4 animals mentioned here. The lion symbolizes the attribute of pride. The cobra symbolizes anger and venom. The great lion or young lion symbolizes lust and desires. And the serpent, crocodile, symbolizes sadness and depression. These are the forces implanted in the seal by which we can defeat the forces of darkness. The verse promises that the person who adheres to the Creator in faith will gain strength to overcome all the spiritual and physical obstacles that he faces. And this is the lesson we can learn through the seal. Do not give in to the darkness, and do not listen to the messages of intimidation and threat that flood us from the media and social networks. It is very easy to get carried away by hysteria and helplessness, because the collective human consciousness has been controlled for years by means of intimidation and frightening. Is it legitimate? Does it work in our favor? All this is going to change now in the new era, because we are in a phase of awakening. Right at this point, there are practical actions we can take to pull ourselves out of the mire. We must bring light into our lives in a conscious and proactive way. And that means to act altruistically for the common good, to engage in giving, to help the weak, and to spread our unique light to all of humanity. Even in times when we feel a reduction in light, we still have the power to make a good impact in the world. When we spread our unique light in the world and act for the common good, we can defeat the toughest dark forces. Although right now everything seems confused and chaotic, we must take into account that with our limited vision in the world, we cannot see the whole picture, but only parts of it. Be sure that everything is in the hands of the Supreme Providence. Everything is happening accurately as it should happen. The whole process we are going through now is for our highest good. When the dawn breaks, and soon, everything will be flooded with a strong light that will reveal to us a brighter and better reality. The King Solomon seals help us make deep transformations and accelerate the pace of our spiritual development. There are proven ways to activate their powers to our benefit. If you are interested in learning in depth about the King Solomon seals, I recommend my online course, The King Solomon Seals, 44 Keys to Prosperity and Success, on udemy.com. The link to the course appears below this video. So, thank you for being with me, and see you in the next videos.